GOP-led House Oversight Committee secures Epstein estate records, and Birthday Book, balancing transparency, privacy, and politics. In early June 2024, the House Oversight Committee, led by Republican lawmakers, announced it had obtained a trove of documents from Jeffrey Epstein's estate, including a so-called Birthday Book, a list purported to detail the notable individuals within the late financier's orbit. The development, reported by ABC News, thrusts the complex legacy of the Epstein scandal and its powerful implications back into the national spotlight. As Congress moves to review and perhaps publicize these materials, the country stands watchful, questioning not only what the records may reveal, but also the motivations and consequences of their release. Background and context. Jeffrey Epstein's death in 2019 left behind unanswered questions and a cloud of suspicion about the reach and protection of the wealthy and well-connected. Previous investigations revealed Epstein's ties to high-profile individuals, prompting calls for accountability, not just for his crimes, but for any who may have enabled or concealed them. Over the years, investigative journalists, prosecutors, and victims, advocates alike struggled against systemic barriers, influential networks, procedural delays, and, some allege, political interference. The House Oversight Committee's push to obtain these new documents signals a renewed attempt to uncover the full extent of Epstein's connections. The Birthday Book reportedly lists notable figures from business, politics, and entertainment, raising questions about what light, if any, it might shed on those connected with Epstein and the enduring challenge of bringing such cases to justice. Arguments and evidence for robust transparency argue that making these documents public serves the public interest. According to proponents, releasing names and communications can open a window into powerful networks and how accountability has historically failed in cases involving prominent individuals. Greater transparency, they claim, may help prevent future abuses and restore trust in institutions perceived as slow or unwilling to confront wrongdoing at the top. Research notes that increased scrutiny has at times led to reforms in how trafficking cases are handled. See increased awareness and reform initiatives. Supporters of disclosure point out that previous attempts at secrecy may have shielded perpetrators or accomplices, and they urge that full public access can be a vital tool for justice. However, they acknowledge the importance of ongoing investigations and urge careful sequencing so that transparency does not come at the expense of prosecution. On the other hand, critics question the committee's timing and intent. Some analysts cite the political complexion of the House Oversight Committee and the proximity to a major election as cause for skepticism. They suggest the release could be wielded as a partisan tool, especially if the documents implicate rivals more than allies. Such politicization risks further eroding trust in the impartiality of congressional oversight, Research Source 1. Meanwhile, privacy advocates and legal scholars urge restraint. They caution that merely appearing in Epstein's contacts or guest lists does not prove wrongdoing. Inappropriate release of names risks reputational harm to those neither accused nor involved in Epstein's crimes and could potentially give rise to defamation and privacy lawsuits, Research Source 2. For these reasons, some advocate for judicial review or careful redaction of the records. Counter-arguments and analysis. While the pursuit of truth is often lauded in such cases, real-world complexities abound. Historically, prosecution of high-profile sex trafficking cases has faltered due to the immense resources available to suspects, reluctance within law enforcement, and inconsistent media attention, Research Source 3. The risks of publicity include both helping and hindering investigations. Media coverage can uncover